Hi, and welcome to Trick or Treat starring me, Mike Mayone, the Silly Magician. We have a fun time planned for you today. I have a bunch of great things I want to show you, but let me tell you a little bit about Trick or Treat. We hope this is going to be a weekly show where we feature a magician from the community, hopefully from maybe from Long Island, or maybe from abroad, maybe from England or Canada. I have magician friends all around the world, and other entertainers as well. We hope will join us. We have some great things that we plan, and today there are a couple of things I want to share with you. The first thing, of course, I want to say how thrilled I am that Marcella has joined us. Thank you very much, Marcella. She's watching the show. I'm glad she's here, and that's one thing I want to tell you about. The other fun thing to tell you about is that we are going to feature a little part on the show called Fact or Crap, and I will give you a statement, and you need to determine if it's fact or crap. Now, the one for today, I wasn't really impressed with. It comes from this little calendar, this little desk calendar called Fact or Crap. So this is yesterday's, and I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it, and then I will read it. It is Jeff Bezos, the CEO and president of Amazon, and the wealthiest man in the world is the cousin of late great country singer Johnny Cash. So the question is that fact or crap? And I'm afraid you're going to have to watch the whole show to get the answer to that, unless you want to Google it, and then you'll find out in a minute. But that's the fact or crap for today. Now, I'm going to do a trick for you, and but I have a number of treats for you. Excuse me. And the first treat is this little commercial that I want to share with you right now. Let's see if I press the button if it works.
Where's your mask?
Just going for a quick walk.
Okay, well, do you want to see a cool trick?
Okay.
Great. Say the word stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Memorize that card. You got it? Watch this. What was your card?
7 of hearts.
See? Wearing a mask is cool. You can be cool like me and the rest of my friends. Go ahead. Try it on. Be cool. Wear a mask. New York tough.
Wasn't that cool? Now, the first thing I have to say right off is, let's face it, no magicians are cool. That goes without saying. No, magicians are not cool. But the commercial is cool. And let me tell you a little bit about, pardon me, a little bit about the history of that little commercial that was created just yesterday. Just yesterday. What happened is, we're here in New York, and in New York, the COVID-19 has really been quite devastating. We've had a lot of cases, and a lot of people have died as a result, and we're all locked away. And the governor has been out there and very communicative, and he's been doing a pretty good job from that angle. And one of the things that he's trying to do is get people to wear a mask when they go outside. And so his daughter, I think, is the one that created this little contest and invited people to make a 30-second spot, which if they choose to use, they'll air on television. And just the other day, a magician friend of mine by the name of Jeff Miller called, and he said, could your daughter help us out with that? Of course, he didn't want me. He wanted my daughter because she's cute. So she agreed, and we had a little time, and we took over right over, and her and a bunch of carnival people, and Jeffrey and TJ Tanner, who was the magician in that spot, got together and did that little thing in 2 hours. Now, I have to tell you that I am so impressed with the way that little commercial turned out, because I studied, filmmaking, and okay, I admit it was a million years ago. I think George Malaise was my teacher, but it was a long time ago, and we would have to, if we were going to shoot, it would be, with white screen to reflect the light into the faces. They did this thing on a little iPhone, and the whole thing was done in, like, as I said, in 2 hours. And then TJ on his phone, edited it down to this wonderful little 30-second spot. And you know, what can I say? I was just blown away by how good that little iPhone movie turned out. So that's our story. Now it's time for me to do a trick. So I do have to move a little bit of furniture around. So while I do that, I'm going to let you look at this. Okay, I think I've hit my marks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You should see my tabletop, and you should see a little inset of me. The trick I'm going to do uses 1, 2, 3 coins. Now, these are American silver dollars from the 70s. You can see they have an eagle on one side, and they have President Eisenhower on the other side. Here's the way the trick goes. I take one coin. Whoops. One coin, I take 2 coins. I put 2 coins in my fist. The third coin, I give a little flip like that. Put it in my pocket. I'm going to ask you how many coins are in my hand. And if you said 2, you would be wrong, because this, my friends, is a 3-coin trick. I'm going to show you that again because perhaps you missed it. 1 coin, 2 coins. I take the 2 coins, and I put the 2 coins into my fist just like that. The third coin, I give a little flip like that, put it in my pocket. I'm going to ask you how many coins are in my hand. Don't say 2. If you said 2, you'd be wrong, because as I said, this is a 3-coin trick. All right, I think you're catching on now, so I'm going to do it a little bit different. Let's see. I have 1 coin. I have 2 coins, right? I take the 2 coins, put the 2 coins in my fist. The third coin goes into my pocket. So to win the prize, all you have to do is tell me how many coins are in my hand. And if you said 3, you wouldn't be right. And if you said 2, you wouldn't be right. And if you said 1, you wouldn't be right. But if you said none, well, then you would win the prize. So that's my trick, and furniture moving time. Oops. And we are back. We are back. We jumped the gun there. We had a little technical boop, but we're back. There we are. We jumped the gun, and we see the next scene. And you saw a 2-shot of our guest, and I am so excited to introduce you to a very close friend and a wonderful magician from Long Island, who I'm going to learn a little bit about at the same time you do. His name is David Levitan. He's from Merrick, Long Island, and he's a mentalist and a magician. And without further ado, let's bring on David. David, are you there? Yes, I see you.
Mike, how are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. And how are you?
I am doing great in Oceanside, Long Island.
Oh, Oceanside. Well, thank you. Thank you,
I won't hold that
Oceanside.
against you, and I think all magicians are cool.
You know they're not. But they are fun people. There's no doubt about that. And that's why we love each other. So how are you dealing with the COVID at your place?
One day runs from one into the other, and I'm trying to be more creative and create new stuff. And there's been some challenges. It's strange not heading out and working all the time and doing shows. That's really been bizarre, because now I don't know what time it is, what day it is. So it's been very interesting. The first month blew by. We had some family health issues, and we've gotten past that. And now it's time to think and, I guess, reinvent some ideas of where we're going to go.
Right. Now you are, I didn't say this, but I have, it's absolutely true. You're one of the busiest magicians that I know on Long Island. Let's see if we can get David to go out and have lunch. No, you can't get David to go out and have lunch with you. Can't take him to the diner because he's working. So we know you are one of the busy guys, and so this must be quite shocking to not be leaving the house in the morning every morning.
It's different, but I have a sense of empathy that I'm still in my home, I'm comfortable, and we're healthy, and I really feel for those people that are either out there working on the front lines or people that are just starting out. So I've got a certain comfort about this, and there's a balance of concern where the future is going to go, but it's not completely upsetting either. I'm kind of coasting and trying to keep upbeat.
Yeah. Well put. Well put. Now, I'm gonna bring out. We were very fortunate that David sent us some pictures, and so I'm going to bring them up on the screen. And David's going to tell us a little bit about himself as he looks at some of these pictures. We're going to go down memory lane here. So let's bring on the pictures. Of course, you can see that is. I guess that's you now, right?
Oh, I don't see the images here.
Oh, you don't see the images.
So,
oh, okay. So what I'm looking at, let's see, how come we don't see the images? That's too bad. I'm looking at a picture of you. I wonder if it's not there. You don't get to see it. Oh, what a pity.
Maybe it was that little box that I turned off earlier.
Oh, maybe. Oh, we never turned that back on? Oh.
But I know what photos you have. So if you just tell me what you're looking at.
All right. I'm looking at your. It's got text on it. It's a picture of you in a very thoughtful position with your thumb and index finger on your face. I guess it's one of your.
With the lavender purple background.
That's the one. Yes.
So that was part of my latest. Promotional for the Mind Reading, the Mentalism show that I do for a lot of corporate events, a lot of colleges. I had booked 14 project graduations. Those are the after prom shows in the middle of the night. And that's my little bit more erudite, intelligent style of performing that I do.
And it's the only difference there is I don't see a beard or mustache on you. So otherwise you look pretty much the same as you do right there in our frame.
All right, so there's two tricks that I worked on during this COVID. One was letting the facial hair grow in, and the other was trying to get back into my dress pants. I wasn't sure I was going to fit into them this morning.
I know the feeling. I'm just still struggling with having to get a haircut and figure out how to do that. All right.
Well, I've gelled it all down, but yeah, it's quite unruly. I can do a Don King impersonation now.
I bet.
That may be, I thought that's an old callback, but who was it that your film teacher was? Make an old callback.
George Malaise, yeah. Okay, now I'm looking at a picture of you back when holding a dove. And it looks like it's a birthday party or I see stockings on the wall.
Yeah, I guess that must have been a Christmas party, and that's back when I was trim and probably was like 17 years old, and first working with birds and rabbits and running from place to place. Back in those days, I worked sometimes as a clown or as a magician, whatever the job people wanted to book. So I found I may put on clown makeup and then get to the next job and then wipe all the clown makeup up and then go to another job as a magician and put the clown makeup. And by the end of the day, my face was so raw that eventually I faded out the clown image. But back that was the best time, was starting out and just running from job to job because it was all new. And then I was getting such great responses. But I was cheap and I was a beginner. So the people that were hiring me hadn't seen a lot of live entertainment before, so I thought I was a genius.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until much later I wasn't as smart as I thought I was.
How old were you at the time?
From that photo, I'm guessing I was probably about 17, 18 years old.
Okay. So you've been doing this this magic thing your whole adult life.
Yeah, I'm a road warrior. I do this full time. In high school, I was performing with a close friend, and we did birthday parties and a lot of bar and bat mitzvah things. And then I went to college for business, and after I graduated from college, I said, now I get the chance, no one's relying on me. If I fail, it's not going to hurt anybody else. So let's give it a shot and go full time. And I did. And it certainly had its ups and downs over the years, but I'm proud to say that's what I've done to support my family, get my kids through college, and everybody has shoes. So it's, I'm not famous, but I certainly have made a living doing this.
Well, I think anyone who can make a living full time as an entertainer has really done something significant, because it's not easy. There are a lot of people who, like myself, have done it on a part time basis because we're all too chicken to put our feet in the water completely full time. Now I'm looking at a picture of you in what has to be some kind of ridiculous rabbit suit with.
Well, I wouldn't say ridiculous. I think pretty sexy, but
yeah, okay, sexy. And magicians are cool too.
Well, there's something for everybody. Yeah, years ago, Macy's did programs, Breakfast with Santa, Breakfast with the Easter Bunny, and they were looking for somebody to do a show with an Easter Bunny theme, and they asked me if I can do the show dressed as a rabbit. I used to do a lot of kind of costume work when I was a younger performer, and I built that costume from scratch and sewed it. I don't think you can really see it in the image, but there's got big giant feet about this big, and when I would pick them up, the bottoms have like an animal pattern. I was really proud of it, and it was all themed from magic from the point of view of a rabbit, and so a lot of carrots and stuff, and the kids would go crazy for it. And at that time, I bought a rabbit to work in that show, and this little white bunny rabbit. And my idea was I would use the rabbit for that 2 weeks of the show, and then I would give him back to the pet store, give him away. But whenever I put my top hat on the table with the mouth open facing the rabbit would jump in the hat would tilt up, and then he'd poke his head out. So I would say to the rabbit, stay right there. I would talk to the audience as I was a giant rabbit. And I knew as soon as I heard the audience go, oh, the rabbit was just poking up. How could you give away a rabbit like that?
Oh, jeez.
So people assumed I trained him, but that's just what he did.
Oh, that's magnificent. I wish I could have had my rabbits do something like that.
So I had asthma attacks every day, but I had a rabbit that did a really cool trick.
What a fantastic story. What a fantastic story. Let me go to the next picture.
Can I derail you for a moment?
Is
that all right?
Yeah, of course.
Let's go with the rabbit story. I think you'll appreciate this because your opening segment, you had fact or crap.
Uh-huh.
So a buddy of mine was the regular magician for the Marriott down in the Wall Street area. And he would do every Sunday, they would do a beautiful brunch, a champagne brunch. But on Easter Sunday, they'd have me come in that costume and go table to table magic. And the deal was I got paid, but I also got to eat the buffet before I went to work. And it was very fancy, rich food and, things that I normally wouldn't eat. So I had eaten, and then I'm starting to perform. I could feel my stomach gurgling, and I had to use the restroom. So I'm sitting in a stall, and my whole white costume is down around my big, gigantic feet, and I've got my big ears on for the buck teeth and the eyes. And I'm doing what one has to do when they've got an upset stomach. And all of a sudden, the door opens up. The latch didn't hold on the thing, and the guy goes, "Oh, sorry." And then he does a double take. He looks at it again and goes, "Oh." He had to look a second time.
I wish somebody had taken a picture from the outside with the big costume down at the bottom on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't give me that one. The next picture let's see. The next one is, this is the clown, and it looks like you're floating a glass. And pouring from a bottle. So yes, you said you did clown work at the same time. Yeah, I kind of like you as a magician more than a clown.
What was fun is when I worked the clown, people expect the clown to be silly. Back then, it was really for kid shows. Yeah. I was doing good magic, and I added juggling and some other things, but I was really a magic clown. But I found that once I stripped away the clown makeup, am I boring you already?
You saw me looking at my clock.
You got to put a clock above your camera. So, when I took away the makeup and acted just as silly, kids love to see an adult that may have looked like Dad, being a lunatic or being out of control. So it actually was a funnier show without the clown makeup. Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. Let's see the next pic. Oh, this is like I've never seen hair that big since the 70s.
That was my Jew-fro.
Yes, I see it.
It was, I guess, about 10 years, a decade after the Vietnam War. So, high school kids, we still were kind of carrying that. And I didn't need a clown wig when I had that hair. Oh my gosh, that is something. I didn't realize your hair. Did you have that permed or?
No.
Or that's your
natural
hair. That was my hair.
Yeah.
I thought it looked so cool. I look at it now going, I look like a Q-tip.
You know, the truth of the matter is, I remember guys getting perms back then, though. I mean, there were guys who were so enamored by that look that they would actually go to a hairdresser and have their hair made like that. Goodness, who could believe that?
I just wanted my hair to be straight. Yeah, find a better picture.
Well, this one I'm looking at now, you're just holding a fan. It looks like you without the mustache and beard and glasses, and it's a.
That's a more contemporary shot.
Yeah,
right?
That's what you're doing these days. And so I think the next series of pictures that I took, well, this one looks like you're in a banquet scene. You're at tables. Is this a wedding or a bar mitzvah? It looks like it's a banquet of some sort. There are tables, tables, but you have command of the whole room. It's pretty obvious there, because it looks like you might even have a microphone with you. So that's.
I may be doing the mind reading show and step down into the audience to
Okay.
address individual people.
Uh-huh.
But we talk about, is it better to specialize in something or to be a generalist? And you can argue depending on what's going on in the economy. But I started doing the kid shows and the children's programs, and then working my way up to doing family shows, and then doing the mind reading. You know, some people specialize just in trade shows.
True.
Now those guys, I don't know when trade shows will be able to happen again. And some of the best, there's really fantastic talent in all the different genres. But I feel kind of fortunate that because I play in the different markets, I don't get weary of one thing. I get to change, and when one thing starts to get a little bit too much, and I've done so much work, I'm doing something different.
Sure.
I get to think of something different. Yeah.
So not everybody can do everything, though. That's clear. I am looking at my favorite picture from all of the pictures that you sent me, and it's a beautiful woman with her mouth. It looks like her chin is just about going to hit the floor, and I know that is the look that we all strive for as a magician when we are in front of an audience. We want people to respond like that. And I don't know that you have anything to say about this picture other than that's what we want to see.
Yeah, well, I think the key to good magic is not, the old style and why so many people dislike magicians is that they're like, aha, I fooled you again. And to me, the best thing is you want to see people go from this to just relaxing and then smiling. So if they're having a good time, then they're kind of going along for the ride, but then you still want to surprise them. Yeah, but that's a great shot. It's a good thing she didn't know what I was thinking.
She is a beautiful woman. All right, let's see the next shot. This looks like a typical trade show, and I didn't say that, but you are a trade show magician as well as a mentalist and a family performer. And trade shows are a lot of people just do trade shows. I know we have a couple of magicians here on Long Island who have made it seems almost a career of just trade shows. Do you like working trade shows? I understand they're kind of grueling.
Well, I came somewhat late to the trade show game, and I've not been doing a lot of them lately. But it was a whole different take. I found out from when I started doing trade shows that when I was doing close-up magic at bar and bar mitzvahs, it was so noisy, I wasn't saying anything clever. I was just doing the magic. And when you get to a trade show, you need to be able to hold and pull people in. So you have a whole different value to the company because now you're part of their marketing, you're part of their advertising. So it was really fascinating to tie in their product information, learn about the company. It was hard work. The traveling is tough. I really do respect people. And you mentioned you think maybe of Seth Kramer on Long Island, who was a top trade show guy. Those guys work hard, spend a lot of time on the road. And I loved doing them. I hated preparing for them. I hated the week before memorizing or the months before writing the scripts. But once I was there, I really felt what I was doing was really important because I was improving, the attention that the company was getting there. So it was really a fascinating type of thing. It's almost the same thing as street performing because you got to get people to come in and gather. The only difference is it got paid a lot more than doing a street performance.
Right. The last picture you haven't seen, and that's because it came from my collection of photographs. It's you performing at the Parlor of Mystery, which I would be remiss if I didn't mention while we were on together. The Parlor of Mystery, of course, is a local theater that I produce shows at, along with some of my buddies, and we were delighted to have you perform at one of our Christmas shows, and we thank you for that. And now I'm going to come back to our shot where we have the both of us up on screen, and there you are again, and there I am as well. I hope you didn't miss me. So
I wasn't on the screen during.
You
the
were
time
on
with the
screen the whole
photographs?
time, so it was
Okay.
good. It was good you
wasn't
didn't.
smiling
Yeah,
for no
it's good
reason.
you didn't start playing with your nose or something embarrassing. So
know me
yeah,
too
you were on
well.
screen the whole time. So so do you have a trick or a treat for us today? What's it going to be?
Well, I hope it's both a trick and a treat.
Okay, there you
I'm
go.
gonna pull my seat back a little bit.
All right, and I'm going to open up
My
the
dog.
screen.
Here, let's give you some sight here. So this is really amongst my favorite openers if I'm working some tables and going to be entertaining people with a deck of cards. If I just give a snap, the Joker just pops right out. And if I slide him in and give a squeeze, it shoots it right back up to the top again. I'm going to do this again a little bit slower. In and right back up. Intelligent people might start to think that maybe all of the cards are jokers. That would be too easy even for me. So I thought we could do this a fun way. Mike, I'm going to flip through the cards. And whenever you want, you say stop. All right, we'll put that aside. I'm going to turn my head so I don't see the monitor. Are you able to read that card from where you are? Don't say what it is, but you can see it? Okay, good. I'm going to put that back in. Now, I like to make old tricks look a little bit fancy. So I'm going to use fancy flips, a fan, an old spring pass. And some people think that's showing off, but it's not. This is showing off. Now, out of all of these cards, to find your card, Mike, is really simple. The cards kind of talk to me a little bit. Makes me sound a little schizophrenic. The card on top will tell me the color of your card. So this tells me your card is a black card. Is that it? You able to see from where you are? All right. Was your card a black card? The next card tells me exactly where your card is, and it tells me 4 cards down. So we count down 1, 2, 3. This should be your card. What was your card? Oh, right. The 9 of spades. The card on the table is now the ace, which makes this an ace, that an ace, and that an ace too. And that's one of my favorites.
Standing. That was fantastic, David. I never saw you do that routine, and that is really something. Wow.
Well, you're a good audience.
I'm good. I'm a better audience than a magician, I'm afraid. All right, look, time is running down. We are already well over our allotted time. So I'm going to say thank you very much and goodbye. So, David, thank you again. Don't go away, though, because I want to chat with you a little bit after the show. So hang on for a minute or so. All righty? Well, now you just have me on the screen, and I want to thank you all. But before I sign off, I do have to tell you whether or not that was fact or crap. So I'm going to flip the card, and we'll look at the back of the card. And as you can see, it was crap, and someone in the audience did say it was crap. Bezos is the cousin of country music singer, actor, songwriter, and music producer, the king of country music, George Strait. And you know what? I didn't fall for that one. I thought it was crap all along. So there you go. That's our fact or crap. You just were playing with us on Trick or Treat. You're wonderful. Thank you, Marcella, and whoever else guessed that it was crap. Somebody else said it was crap. Let me show you that. We'll put that up there. Crap. Yep, somebody said it was crap. So I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you watch next time. If you like the show, please do comment, and see you next time.